Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and before we get started, let's get today's shout-out out of the way. Today's shout-out goes to the FamJ crew. They were first to say first in one of my recent videos, and thus wins this shout-out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and I got a review of a really interesting little drone. This is the DWI X35 Sky Drone. What is the X35 Sky Drone? Well, it is another FPV drone. We'll talk about the camera here shortly, but it has some special features, two special features that make this stand out from other drones that I've seen. First of these is this thing here. What is this fan? It's a fan with an LED bar on the fan. It's a programmable LED bar that you use the software that comes on this. You get this disc here that you use with your computer and plug this into your computer with this micro USB cable that's provided. And with the software, you can program this LED bar so when this fan spins, it'll spell out different messages, whatever message you want. It has also special symbols, like I put Christmas tree on mine because it's Christmas. It's Christmas season right now. But yeah, it's just pretty cool. And it latches onto the bottom of the drone in the place where the camera is. You can swap it with the camera. You can swap it with the camera and attach this to the bottom of the drone. And when this thing spins and flies overhead, you can read the message from this little fan. So I think that's pretty cool. You know, it's just a neat little gadget that's added with the package. The other thing that's special about this drone that makes it stand out from others is this. This is a 3.7 volt, 1600 milliamp hour battery. You don't see many of these, folks. This is a huge battery for a toy drone like this, okay? It's supposed to power it for, I think they're predicting 23 minutes of flight time, 20 to 23 minutes of flight time. Now, I don't expect to see 23 minutes of flight time out of this, okay? I think they're, basing that calculation if this was flown with a battery that I would recommend using with this drone is a 3.7 volt, 500 milliamp hour battery. That would fit in here. This, by the way, this uses white low-C batteries, very common. I would recommend using CMAX 5C style batteries, 500, 600 milliamp hour, instead of this. But then again, this is what's provided. Now, what's the problem with using this? Okay, if you do fly this for 23 minutes, if it does actually give you 23 minutes, you're going to probably overheat these motors, okay? These motors are not meant for continuous running for such a long period. Additionally, you're lifting this battery. This battery is pretty darn heavy, okay? So that's even more added stress to the motor. So if you're using this, folks, and you're flying with this battery, I would recommend doing short flights, like 6 minutes, 7 minutes, and then resting the drone for another about 10 minutes or so before taking off again. Don't try to fly this thing non-stop 23 minutes, although I probably will in tomorrow's video when I take this for a flight, just to see if it actually can get to 23 minutes. But what I'm saying is if you keep doing that repeatedly, flying non-stop for 23 minutes, you will eventually damage these motors very early in their lifetime, since these are brushed motors. Okay, so give them a rest in between flights. What other things do you get in this package? Let's talk about it. You get the battery charger for this 1600 milliamp hour, and this takes some time to charge this. So expect a couple hours at least if you're using this type of charger. I have other chargers that can charge this much faster, but with a provided charger, I would guess about 2 to 3 hours to charge this style of battery. The controller. This is the controller. It's a standard type of controller that you normally see. This button up here says photo and video, but do not expect this to activate the photo and video. Since this is a Wi-Fi flyer, you are going to need to use the app that comes with this program, and that's the GX FPV app available on Google Play and iTunes to start and stop the video. This button is inoperative with this particular drone. Flips is this button here, and tell it which direction to flip. You can increase the rates by pressing up on what would be the throttle trim, and you can reduce the rates by pressing down on the throttle trim. You can arm the motors by pressing this button here, or bringing both sticks down and out. And you can do an emergency stop by pressing this button here. And it does have headless mode and one key return, which you activate by pressing this button here. Short press for headless mode and a long press for one key return. And it does do automatic takeoff and landing once you arm the motors by pressing this button here. And these buttons are trim buttons. This would be yaw trim, pitch trim, and roll trim. And your on-off switch right there. Let's talk about the drone now. The drone. It's a standard little mini style drone. Again, it has a battery bay with white low C connector. Again, you can use any of the white low C connector style batteries in this particular drone, and there are many out there, very inexpensive to find replacement batteries if you need to. The camera is a 720p HD with Wi-Fi FPV. It's 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi FPV, so you don't need to worry about a 5G capable phone with this particular drone. You know, this is just the 2.4G or gigahertz Wi-Fi FPV flyer. It does record the video though directly to a micro SD card slot in its side there, so that should eliminate some of the Wi-Fi frame dropping that you normally see with Wi-Fi FPV flyers, since it's not recording to the phone. Speaking of recording to the phone, it does come with a phone holder that you can attach to the top of your controller. I haven't done it yet with mine, but there you go. Now there's the phone holder attached. And other things you get in the package, you do get prop guards if you want to fly indoors. Use these, folks. If you're flying outdoors, do not use these, because these end up as hooks in trees. You'll get an early Christmas tree ornament if you use these and end up in a tree. Or if a wind comes along, these act as sails also and push the drone along with the wind. So I don't recommend using prop guards outdoors. You also get two spare props. Unfortunately, they're both black, so you don't get the yellow ones if the yellow ones go bad. So, but you can replace the yellow ones with these black props. Just won't look as good. So, and you get a screwdriver and screws for screwing in the landing gear. I didn't screw mine in. They just push in. But if you want to, make them very secure, you can also screw them in. And let's talk about the instruction manual finally. You do get an instruction manual. It's actually a very good instruction manual, surprisingly. It outlines all that the drone can do and its features. And you also get an instruction manual for the fan and how to program it. And it's in English and Chinese, if you wish. So that's it, folks. Let's go for a flight of the X35 and see how it performs. So hope you enjoy this flight. Here's the X35 at night. Pretty cool, huh? That's neat. That lighting on this thing. Bring it down lower. I hope it's coming through, folks, but that's pretty darn cool. That fan on the bottom of this thing with the light. And I programmed that. You can put any message you want in that. So that's the X35's lighting bar. One more time to show it. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, just showing it to you while not flying it so you can actually see the lights. But again, that fan is spinning and that little LED bar in there is forming the words. So that's pretty neat. Again, you could program anything you want in there using the software that comes with this drone. Okay, let's take it for a flight and see how it performs. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Good morning, Quadcopter 101, and we're at one of my favorite flying spots here. We're going to fly the DWI X35 Sky Drone, see how it flies. Okay, I have the battery already inserted, and I have the camera pointed slightly downward. I'm hoping that'll give us a good view without getting too much views of the propellers. I'm trying to avoid views of the propellers. And to start this up, there's an on-off switch right here. And we'll turn it on and put it on the landing pad and point it toward the mountains to set the headless mode direction. And turn on the transmitter and up down on the transmitter, and we have bind. Okay, I'm going to turn the drone off by bringing the sticks down, and we're going to connect now to the Wi-Fi. So hold on, folks. Okay, this is the GX FPV app available on Google Play and iTunes, and I'm going to check the settings real quick. Make sure we have set 720p preview, so we're good there. And we're going to hit play. And okay, we got play. And we have signal. I'm looking for signal from the camera, and we do have FPV signal. And I am going to select record in the upper left corner there. And we are recording and giving it throttle to see if that starts the motors. Up and down starts the motors and take into the air. Now remember, this is a manual flyer, folks. You are going to need to fly this manually. And I have a slight wind behind me today, so I'm going to give it a little more rate. Third rate. I'm going to go upwind a bit. Turn it toward me. and say, how do you like my shirt today, folks? Okay. Okie dokes. Let's see how it flies. Let's go upwind again. You know, when you got a Wi-Fi flyer, you should try to fly upwind. I'm going to try to do that. Let me come over here. It's actually flying rather nice, and what I'm seeing on the FPV looks rather nice. You know, the FPV signal seems to be very strong from this drone. You know, I'm not seeing a lot of lag, saying wag, but I'm not seeing the, there we go, I'm seeing the horizon now as the wind blows it by me. So, let's go up a bit higher. Right about there. It actually looks rather nice, folks. Now again, this has a really long, it should have a really long flight time. I don't know if I want to use all that flight time, but in one flight, the main reason being I'm worried about hurting the motors, but those motors seem to be handling the drone rather well. You know, I'm not giving it an excessive throttle. It doesn't sound like it's struggling up in the air. Let me rotate it a bit, show you the mountains. Okay, I'm going to bring it down, folks, and I want to raise up that camera gimbal so that we see more of the mountains, or more of the horizon. I'm just not seeing it. So, at least not on my screen. So bringing it in closer again, letting you enjoy my shirt, and we'll put it down right there. Where's that emergency stop button? And I'm going to stop the video right there. It's 2 minutes of flight. And raise up the camera a bit. Just a tad, right about, let's make it actually even with the horizon. Like that. Now this is a weekend, folks. And there's a puddle jumper going by. Puddle jumpers like to come out here in the weekend because this is a restricted area during weekdays. You can't fly here on weekdays, but on weekends you can. But he's a good several thousand feet up, so I don't need to worry about him too much, especially with this little thing. I'm not going to be going up there. We're going to stay down here below 400 feet. Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.